So on page 2...
5 vehicles were approved for procurement for the 4 ministers at the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, as well as the Permanent Secretary at the beginning of this term of office. Members of the Committee of Parliament on Trade, Tourism and Industry were told that procurement process commenced before current Permanent Secretary Geraldine Sally was posted at the ministry. However, a former senior employee at the ministry said Sally called for the cancellation of the deal in favour of a separate firm from Maybach that was the best bidder.
Since the ministers had no transport, so to her this was going to take a lot of time. 8 weeks was too much, and therefore she could have these vehicles supplied within the shortest time possible. That's how that contract or the procurement, since it had not been signed, was cancelled or was stayed.
The ministry, understandably, resolved to acquire the vehicles from Sommerbolt Logistics Limited, a motor vehicle bond in Kampala.
My clients still demand from the ministry 180 million shillings, which has not yet been paid. The vehicle was duly accepted by the ministry and registered in government number plates.
While the vehicles were meant to be brand new, evidence available to the committee shows otherwise, something confirmed by 2 former staffers at the ministry.
The information which is available and in black and white is that these vehicles are not new or were not new because a letter was even written to Ministry of Works to provide guidance to that effect if one wanted to procure reconditioned vehicles.
When you see this vehicle that were supplied, they were erratic because Land Cruiser have got a version of VXR, which is the highest version. Then we have got VAX, which is the middle version. Then we have got GXR, which is the lower version. Now, when you see the vehicle that was supplied to Ministry of Trade, there's only one which is VXR.
The price for each of the fuel guzzlers is also under contention, for which 4 of the vehicles for ministers were required not to exceed 4,500 cc's and the 5th 3,000 cc's. About 100 to 200 million shillings is estimated to have been an extra cost on the value of each of the vehicles.
I don't know whether you have seen these chassis numbers. Most of these vehicles are 2019. I don't know whether you have really, even if you can Google, find out about all these vehicles. These are model 2019, whereby even the cost price is only 400 million, and the minister bought them at 600 million. No. People, it's better really you respect your government.
Both Lapyem and the former Principal Administrative Secretary, Evarist Ambisibwe, say they were rendered redundant for objecting to the questionable processes. The task of procuring the vehicles was finally handed to an office assistant, Tom Opio.
Office attendant, is the one who completed the procurement of the vehicles?
Yes, sir.
Chair, can we have the names of that said person?
Do you have the name of the office attendant who completed the procurement?
It's called Mr. Opio Tom.
Opio Tom. So how did you know he was the one who completed the process?
Sir, I was still seated there but was not doing any work.
So you were seated watching the office attendant finish the process?
The interface with the committee should have ended there, but the cagey nature of the testimony prompted the legislators to schedule a meeting with Permanent Secretary Sally.
The members have agreed to summon the PS. Should she fail to appear the next time, we shall have to ask police to arrest her.
The procurement, which has become the subject of the inquiry, stems from a supplementary budget amounting to 54 billion shillings, part of which was approved for the purchase of the vehicles, as well as rent for more office space in 2021-22 financial year. Kingdom Kampala is said to have been the preferred place, but the Permanent Secretary decided to use the money to renovate the current premises at Farmers House. Jackson Onyango, NTV at Parliament.